Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a different video. This time we'll be talking about the October 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw. Of course, WWE, and I know it seems just kind of out of left field for me to make a video on right now. But I've honestly been a major WWE, WWF, and just a wrestling fan in general for all my life. I've always loved it. As far back in the days of, The Rock in his prime, Steve Austin, Triple H, many others like that, Undertaker and Kane, of course. I was born in 96, but I also appreciate, the 80s era and everything, too. There was a time when I would watch Raw and SmackDown every week. I'd get home from school and look forward to it each night. It was on. But like a good few months ago, I just stopped. There's just something just not, just doesn't have the magic it did anymore. They have some incredible wrestlers, incredible talent nowadays, but just something isn't working. They don't know how to build characters and personas the way they used to. They book in really odd ways sometimes with, who they decide to have win and lose at certain times. They just don't know quite what they're doing anymore in that area for some reason. But I still really do love the sport. I just love the whole idea of it, and there are some guys I still really enjoy watching, and the female wrestlers are better than ever, honestly. So I am really trying to make a point to watch as much of it as I can. Now, I wouldn't count on me reviewing every Raw and every SmackDown every week, simply because I work. I don't know what days I'm going to have off every week. I'll probably work through nights a lot of the times it's on, or I'll have my girlfriend over who does not like wrestling. So I can't just watch wrestling instead of spending time with her. But I will try to make wrestling videos when I can and when I really do feel like it. So yeah, I'm trying this out for a change, because wrestling still does mean a whole lot to me. So this episode of Raw I thought was alright. There was definitely some good and bad, like there has been for quite a few years now. But I did find myself enjoying a portion of it. If you guys didn't know, I've talked about it in various videos I've done before, but Kane is my all-time favorite wrestler. I just remember when I was a couple or a few years old, just seeing him on TV, how just drawn to him I was. And of course I grew up and became a big horror movie fan, so that's ironic, because he's been in films like See No Evil and everything. And Glenn Jacobs, from what I've read, is just one of the most respected guys in the back as well. I've always loved his character, his dedication, just his behavior and everything. It's really awesome. So we see after TLC last night, which I didn't pay for, but I read about it as much as I could as far as the live results go, and clips that would eventually be posted online. We see Kurt Angle fight alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose against Cesaro, Sheamus, Miz, Braun Strowman, and Kane. That was just utter chaos. It sounded like a pretty fun match to me, though, but I didn't watch it live, so I don't know. Tell me how that was. And forgive me, by the way, I haven't watched it week to week in quite a few months, so I do keep up with it on news websites and everything. But bear with me, because there are going to be guys I don't know as much about, just because I haven't been watching it as often lately. Eventually we had Kane attack and, lay out Braun Strowman. They put him in the back of the garbage truck and everything. So we see Kane, explain why he did that, how much he respected what he heard about Braun Strowman, supposedly. How he laid waste to Roman Reigns and, fought Brock Lesnar and everything like that. He just thought he was utter trash when he found him. So I basically think this is just like a backdrop storyline, sort of, because Roman Reigns is ill, apparently, so they couldn't have Kane feud with him to eventually Undertaker, so he had to sort of do this instead, which I'm fine with. I don't have a huge problem with Roman Reigns. I think he's decent. But they are really trying way too hard to shove him down the fans' throats. It's worse than how they were booking Cena, before him. It's just not his time. It's not working with him right now to that extent. So the fact that Kane's going to be feuding with Strowman, I think, is a lot better. And if Kane probably will lose to Strowman at a pay-per-view, to put him over again. I think that would be better than Reigns beating Kane, because at least Strowman is supposed to be this modern day, monster, right? So Kane ends up having a match with Finn Balor. Finn Balor, he's definitely one of the best talents, within the company nowadays. He just came off a great match with AJ Styles at TLC last night as well. And, I thought it was a solid match, and it probably helped that, Kane is my favorite wrestler of all time. I've seen some alright matches with him, but I've always just loved watching him, so I'll watch him wrestle anyone. There are definitely some good spots in the match. I like Kane's, hold where he, bends him over his, his back over his knee and everything. And Kane makes a statement, hits 3 choke slams on him and wins the match, which I was still sort of surprised by. I mean, I get that they're booking Kane to be really strong right now, until Strowman returns. I get that. But I'm surprised they let Finn Balor be pinned as well, considering they just had him beat AJ. And from reports online, if they're true, they eventually want to have him wrestle Lesnar. So I am surprised that they had Finn Balor just get pinned. I was expecting a Braun Strowman interruption or something. But, I'll take it. Kane winning cleanly over one of the highest up-and-coming talents now. I liked it. Just as a Kane fan, but I know there are probably some people pissed off about it. But I really hope they book Kane this strongly until he eventually does retire, which I hope isn't for a while, but he's also running for mayor, which his campaign isn't until next year, so he does have time to do this in the meantime. But I thought it was a solid match. If I rate matches, I guess it would be about a 8 out of 10. I know it was kind of average, but again, I just like watching Kane, so I thought it was solid enough. As far as that Ambrose, Rollins, and Styles match against Sheamus, Cesaro, and Miz, I thought that was pretty good too. It sort of came off by the numbers for all of them, I think, as far as how it went. But I did like seeing both Styles as well as Ambrose and Rollins diving over the top. And of course, I'm getting the win when Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on I think it was, I forget if it was Miz or Sheamus that he pinned. It could have been any 3 of them, I forget. I wish they would have Styles use the Styles Clash more often than the phenomenal forearm. The forearm's a good quick move, I think, but I don't think it should be a finisher. But Styles, again, like Balor, he is one of the best nowadays, and I really like Ambrose and Rollins as well. Rollins has really proven himself as a heel. I don't mind him being a good guy now either. And Ambrose is definitely one of the most above-average guys nowadays, too. So I thought that match was pretty good. I didn't like it quite as much as the Kane and Balor one, just because, Kane. But I'm rating it about a 7.5, I think. Then we had Asuka. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She's been undefeated, at least in title matches on NXT for over 500 days, and she retired with the belt to go to the main roster. And I hadn't seen much of her, I'll admit. But I really like her persona and gimmick and character. Definitely feels unique compared to all the more bratty writing they have for the divas nowadays. She wrestled Emma, and I thought it was alright. I don't think Asuka or Emma are my favorites, but I know they've both put on great matches before. But I thought this match was just okay, so I'd rate it a 6.5, 7 out of 10 maybe. But I can definitely see Asuka's uniqueness, and I do like that they have a more serious gimmick for Emma right now. I'm hoping to see Paige return soon, because I love Paige. She is arguably my favorite diva of all time, honestly. Just for me. Along with maybe Trish Stratus in the past, perhaps. Anyway. We also had Alexa Bliss coming out, after she had beaten Mickie James and kept her title last night. Alexa Bliss I do like. I seen her when she was first on the main roster. Then, like I said, I stopped watching for a while, but I think she's really improved in the ring. From what I've seen, and she was pretty decent on the mic too. I think she's one of the best heel females they have right now, and she's better than some of the heel wrestlers female wrestlers a few years ago, I think. She basically disses the Southwest. Makes fun of the crowd for freaking out over how good the Balor and AJ match was last night. Says she's underappreciated and deserves respect. Typical heel spiel, but I do like Alexa Bliss, so I thought it was okay. And Mickie James attacks her, continuing the feud. And And these guys I don't really know much about. I know they're saying Chad Gable's like her uncle's son or something, which is odd. It's just weird. Elias, I don't know, stupid character, honestly. They have a quick match, it ends in DQ, and Elias hits him with the guitar. I didn't really care for it. Honestly, I'm not even going to rate it. And if there's things I don't mention within the 3 hours the show's on, it probably just means it was forgettable to me for one reason or another, so I apologize. But let me flip through the rest of the show real quick. Yeah, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman also came out to, make a statement. Of course, accepting Jinder Mahal's challenge at Survivor Series because they're doing the whole SmackDown versus Raw thing again. Mahal's held the title for a while, but I don't think they've really written him correctly for us to believe that he even has a chance against Brock Lesnar, so it's kind of odd. But Paul Heyman, good on the mic as always, and fun seeing Brock Lesnar laugh to some of the things he says. So yeah, we also had, let me just see, I gotta go back to, so let me see everything listed off real quick so I don't miss anything I actually do want to talk about. Just spare me a second, guys. Alright, got an actual order here now, so just give me another second. So we had the triple threat, Sasha Banks versus Bayley and Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox, I've always thought was okay. Bayley, I haven't seen enough of, but she's alright. Sasha Banks, I actually do like a lot. She's probably one of my favorite divas they have nowadays, along with Paige when she is around. Along with like Charlotte and others perhaps. But Sasha Banks, I probably think is my favorite among them, and I do like Becky Lynch too, and Alexa Bliss, as I said earlier. They have a triple threat. The winner is going to be leading the women's Team Raw, for Survivor Series. I thought it was an alright match, I think Sasha Banks can be really good when she's up against the right opponents, but I don't think Bayley and Alicia Fox are quite up to her level, though Bayley did hit some pretty good moves there, and I do think in general the women's division is a lot better than it was when I stopped watching and years before that. I liked Alicia Fox's sort of a crossface she did. I thought she was trying to transition, roll around with that pretty well. And it was odd that Alicia Fox ended up pinning Bayley for the captain position. I don't know why they went with Alicia Fox instead of their champion Sasha Banks. It's kind of a weird booking decision for me, but it was an okay match. I'd rate it again probably about a 7, maybe a 7 or maybe a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. I don't know. I liked Alicia Fox, but yeah, I don't know. Then the big cruiserweight match. Enzo Amore, Drew Gulak, Noam Dar, Arya Daivari, and Tony Ness against Callisto, Gran Metalik, Mustafa Ali, Rich Swann, and Cedric Alexander. And I haven't seen much of most of these guys. Again, I haven't watched in a little while, but I do think Callisto is one of the best cruiserweights they have. Probably the best cruiserweight they have, especially with Neville not really being around now. Enzo Amore, I honestly think is a joke. Maybe he's not bad in the ring, but the character and the fact that they have the title on him right now is really odd. The character is just, again, a joke. Callisto, it was really entertaining, though, so I did enjoy his portion of the match, as well as Gran Metalik. I think they're actually really good. So the match I'd rate probably maybe a 7.5, I guess. Then we also had the final segment of the show, which was basically, Kurt Angle coming out supposedly to announce his Team Raw, for Survivor Series, but he's interrupted by Shane McMahon and his whole Team SmackDown, who just ambushed him, and they ended up beating down a lot of guys in the back, including, Goldust, and, the Shield try to stop him, but they get overwhelmed too. And, it was an alright segment, I guess, but it was kind of odd that guys like Kane and Brock Lesnar, weren't found because they didn't want anyone fighting them off right now, I guess. I'm guessing Team Raw is probably going to attack Team SmackDown tomorrow night, but It was nice to hear the crowd chanting for Strowman, too. That would have been a cool moment if Strowman returned then. But I'm guessing they're going to wait another week or two or more, for him to attack Kane or something. I thought it was the right final segment, but it was odd that they didn't write an angle to have any sort of plan for that, But anyway, I thought this was an okay show, definitely not the best episode of Raw. But, I liked some of it, like, Kane and Balor. I liked, Sasha Banks and Bliss, I guess, to an extent. As well as the Shield, they were fine. So, yeah, overall, I'd rate this episode of Raw probably about a 7.5, honestly. Not that great, but there were some decent spots there. And like I said, don't count on me reviewing every episode. I'm just going to do it when I can or when I really want to. So let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode of Raw. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.